so we're able to build back additional people that can come back in. Because burnout, we can't afford to have our key people burned out. So that's one thing that I think is absolutely necessary. And that's one thing that even in our church, that's the thing I always say to our people. There are things that I want to do, but I don't want to wear the faithful out, so I won't do it. So it's one of the reasons why I go back to say, when it comes to looking at our vision for the year and what we're trying to accomplish, we have to have reasonable expectations when it comes to what we put out. So the same way that we're looking at a pastor, and there has to be reasonable expectations of the people to the pastor, I think back to the pastor, to the people, especially our leadership teams, we have to have measurable tasks that can be done that don't wear them out. So even if it comes to a point where I'm used to doing things every month, but guess what? At the end of the day, the goal is that something gets done. So within a quarter, as long as we handle it at least once or twice, then we're great. And being okay with it until more people are able to buy back into this process. And unfortunately we haven't seen, or we don't know how people are going to necessarily buy back in. We have to get into a point of revival. Get them back to a point of interest and kind of really wanting to come back, because there's still some fears. There's still some anxiety that is going on. And of course, we have to address those issues and concerns.
Okay. Yeah. And so in the conference, so what focus will you have on this, this shift that we've, since the pandemic, and functioning in the 21st century church? Because I was in Wednesday, I was in a in a meeting, and it was such a powerful meeting, and the speaker was his name is Mark DeMyers, and he is the author. I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay. His name is Mark DeMyers, and he is the author of a book called Disruption. And he said something very, powerful and important to me as a leader. I was nurtured in the from just what we know of old, I guess we would say old church or whatever, but now we're talking about where we are now, 21st century church, and trying to deal post-pandemic in the 21st century. So he explained that in the 20th century it was about explanation. He said, but in the 21st century it's about demonstration. So what areas, will you be focusing on at the summit that will help leaders kind of not do away with everything of the 20th century church, but kind of, keep what's necessary from the 20th century church, and then, go over into the 21st century church?
Yes, that's an excellent question. One thing we have done with this summit is that every speaker that is coming, they're given information concerning the climate of what is going on, and they also understand that climate. We're also asking that just what you're saying, how does that work? What works then? What works now? I believe that one of the greatest things that we must do in this season and hour of 21st century ministry is really work on developing people, sharpening people, not just with the way I grew up, where that development and sharpening was more of an apprentice type thing, where you kind of watch your leader do. That's okay, but in this time and season, it doesn't work. We need continuous development. We need continuous training. We need people to be educated concerning where we are. And I believe that the more knowledge, the more education we have, we can better our people. So we're going to challenge every leader that is speaking, when they're speaking concerning their topics, that they will infuse those key principles as well into what they're saying. So there's not one specific topic that's going to be presented that will speak to that, but I believe that every person that is speaking will present the ideas of that within their presentation.
Wow. And so I want you to share with our audience, I just feel like even in this next season, the church has to begin to focus on more ecosystems for the church, so that we, be able to, do what we need to do for ministry, but not have to depend on people giving. And also, building that economy, you know what I'm saying? Also, to be able to, I just feel this is a vision that I've always had, was being able to, build economy, right? And be able to have jobs, so that when we go out in the street and minister to people, who may say, I'm living on the street because I need a job, that we have opportunity, not just food, right, when we go out, or not just clothes when we go out, but other opportunities to help people's lives be changed. You understand what I'm saying? Because I always feel like when we go out, to me, I still say giving the food out, giving the clothes out is good, but it's charity. I feel like when the gospel comes to a person's life, and you're a person that is, a part of the kingdom, we should be able to go and get people off the street and have something where we can take them to be able to service them, where they can get back on their feet. But we don't have that going. And I think that is, something that the church is missing. And I think we don't have that because we don't work together as a body. You understand what I'm saying? So because we don't work together, the only thing we can do out of, I think our monetary resources is go out and feed people, or go, you understand what I'm saying? Or go out and clothe people. But as many churches as there are, I think that if there were very smart leaders, I think that there would be a coming together, whether it doesn't matter, where we're called to. We're talking about being in one city and being able to create opportunities for the people that are out on the streets. You understand what I'm saying? People that are out there that don't have opportunity. I think that the church, especially in this hour, has a great opportunity if we came together and began to build an ecosystem that we be able to offer people a whole change of life. Not just a sandwich or some sneakers and socks. You understand what I'm saying? But a whole new life. You understand what I'm saying? Like a whole new life, and so, and then the other thing too is, I've been looking into, pastors now looking into other vocations for themselves, so that they don't have to, depend on, you understand what I'm saying, the economy of the church. You know what I mean? Because I think that we're in an hour where we're going to need, different streams of income. And I see Father Davis has written here that ministries need to explore multiple streams of revenue based on the entrepreneurial energies of the members and members of community and others. And that's very powerful, because that is where this coming together, you understand what I'm saying, for the body of Christ. Can you answer this question? I'm throwing a whole lot at you, right?
No, listen, you're doing wonderful, and I want to address that. So we have two people who are coming that's going to be really, and I'm using different terminology, but it's kind of the same thing. That's going to be really hitting leaders, challenging leaders within the marketplace.
Okay.
Because that's where we have to be able to have the impact on. It's the marketplace. When we're in the marketplace, we then have the opportunities to offer jobs, to offer different various things so that we can help build people's lives. And so our evangelist Beverly Vaughn that's one of her assignments, is to challenge those leaders about the marketplace, becoming those entrepreneurs, find out those ideas that's going to generate the wealth that we need so that we can provide additional opportunities for those that we minister to. We also have Pastor Lonnie Hernan, who is one of has one of the largest churches in the city of Philadelphia. If you look at Pastor Lonnie's track record, he is doing some amazing things in the city of Philadelphia. He has programs for those who are in prison, the work from home programs. He has programs that are getting people jobs. He has programs where he is getting ready to build a facility similar to what is it called? The program that's down. It's a food program. He's about to build this food program in the city of West Philly, where now churches or nonprofit organizations can come to his hub, get the food, and serve their people. Mm-hmm. One thing about Pastor Hernan is that he is very a man that loves teaching and training people. He loves sharing the ideas of people. He loves expanding. And so he's willing to give the blueprint to help pastors to start those very processes and ecosystems that mm-hmm. you're talking about, mm-hmm. how to get it done, mm-hmm. where to start at. And this man is doing amazing things in West Philadelphia, building homes for seniors. Mm-hmm. So the moment you build the home, you build job opportunities for people. And so if that's the idea and concept of what you're speaking of, that's where our Pastor Hernan comes in for this summit. And then here's another opportunity. These are pastors from various denominations, from various reformations that are coming together. Some know each other, some don't know each other. There's the opportunity for fellowship. There's the opportunity for networking, not to get an appointment to preach, but mm-hmm. to learn about what are you doing that I can do to enhance myself, to make myself a better kingdom citizen for the sake of souls.
Amen. So, was asked, when is this and where is this? Can you share that with our audience?
Yes. Yeah. So the summit is going to be April the 22nd through the 23rd, 2022. It's 2 days. It's going to be 8 seminars. We're adding an additional seminar later. It's going to be one worship encounter. It's going to be held at the Courtyard by the Marriott on Philadelphia City Avenue. We have a room rate of only $149 that those that may choose to stay in the hotel. But our registration for the summit is only $80. Now, listen, you can't beat that anywhere. $80 to get information that's mm-hmm. going to challenge you, that's going to stretch you, that's going to make you better, that's going to enhance you, develop you, going to provide you the robust training that you need, the tactile fellowship and all of those things that's going to help the individual, help the church to get its momentum and moving to another level. Just $80. And so that's everything. We have Bishop Mary Alexander coming. We have our brother Pastor Clay Burston coming. Mm-hmm. We have Apostle Gilbert Coleman coming. We have Bishop Sterling Davis. We have Pastor Lonnie Hernan. We have Overseer Evan Risher. This young man is doing exploits in the state of Texas. Mm-hmm. We have Pastor Chandra Smith Robinson. We have Evangelist Beverly Vaughn. We have Pastor Dwayne Williams, an individual that you would love, Pastor Ray. Mm-hmm. He does major community development mm-hmm. in the city of Baltimore, Maryland.
Okay.
One thing that we're about to look into right now, and I give this little snippet. He showed me a refurbished school bus that was refurbished into a laundromat. And what this bus does, it goes into communities mm-hmm. where people don't have those items, and the homeless and the people mm-hmm. can come onto this bus and mm-hmm. wash their clothes and dry their clothes.
Yeah. Well, we
That's wonderful.
we partnered at times with, I mean, but that would be wonderful to have ministries within this city that has them. But we've partnered with ministries in New Jersey that have come here with those type of buses in Kensington when we've been out there, doing work. And they have one, not just with the washing machines, but they have one with where people could take a shower and change their clothes.
Yes, we heard about those.